If you have an old criminal case here in Arizona that is coming up in a background check that's preventing you from renting an apartment or getting a job, Arizona has a way to seal that old case out of the public records. My name is Darren Woodfork, and I'm an attorney here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And at my firm, we help people seal old criminal cases and restore gun rights here. Today, I'm going to talk about kind of the inner workings of Arizona's new motion to seal law. I have a ton of videos on this channel about the law, but today I want to talk about actually the process of what happens when you file your motion to seal. So if you have an old case here in Arizona, please get in touch with my law firm. The number here is 602-284-3035, or you can shoot me an email at DarrenW, that's DERRONW at MSN.com, or you can check out my website at woodforklaw.com. So I tell everybody that when you file a motion to seal your old case here in Arizona, it's going to take about 90 days to 120 days to get a decision. One of the big reasons why it takes so long is that under the law, when you file it, there has to be a 60-day waiting period so that the judge can notify people that you're trying to get your old case sealed. And who the judge notifies is they notify the Dept of Corrections, they notify any victims who are in the old case, and they also notify the prosecutor's office of that you're trying to get your old case sealed. So the judge sends that out, and the judge also sends out a notice to the Arizona Financial Division too, to make sure you have no fines outstanding also. But they do send out a notice to the prosecutor's office, which is the state who prosecuted you in your old case, and let them know that you're trying to get that old case sealed. Most of the time, and I've been doing this for 2 years now, when I've been filing these motions to seal, most of the time the prosecutor will send a letter back to the judge saying, Judge, we don't really care. Judge, if you think it's a right to seal the old case, we don't really care, and go ahead and do it. That's what they mostly say. Every now and then it'll be good. Every now and then I'll get the prosecutors say that, based on how old the case is and based on the nonviolent nature of the case, the prosecutor will kind of be like on your side, and the prosecutor will say, Judge, I don't know if they say we agree with the defense or we agree with the petitioner, but they will say something like, they're kind of on board with this and they think that your case should be sealed. I've had that a handful of times, probably a dozen of times over the last 2 years. So those are good too. And obviously, it's always up to the judge whether or not they're going to grant the motion. But when you have the prosecutor saying that they're on board too, you can see how that's going to help you. If the state contests, and I haven't had the state contest the motion to seal yet, but if they do say that, Judge, it's not in the public best interest to have this case sealed, if they do, under the law, the burden is on the state. And so the state has to come in and say why you should not have your old case sealed. You don't have to prove why you should have your case sealed. It's kind of the same thing, like the burden of proof is on the state, and there's case law now that when you file a motion to seal that old case, the burden of proof stays on the state. So if they do contest the case, they have to prove why you shouldn't you shouldn't have your old case sealed. So anyway, so that's basically all I want to say about the inner workings of who is notified when you file the motion to seal. And again, that's under the law, the 60-day notice to, for them to reply. If they don't reply at all, then the judge is just going to do it on their own after the 60 days is up. So anyways, if you have an old case here in Arizona, please get in touch with my law firm. The number will be down in the description. The number here is 602-284-3035, or you can shoot me an email at DarrenW, that's DERRONW at MSN.com, or you can check out my website at woodforklaw.com. On my website, I have a ton of information about Arizona's new motion to seal law, and the information on there will help you. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.